You know, computers in some ways are really good. They keep track of the honeydew list now because the honeydew list gets really long really quick. You can't, there's not enough paper and pencils in the world. I can't carry it all.
Well, he calls it the honeydew list, but several of the items on the list did not originate with me
Right.
or are not caused by me.
That's right.
Not, there's
I shouldn't blame my sweet pea
well,
at all.
the fan is out in our bathroom.
The timer.
The
That's
timer thing that controls the fan. The fan itself is not bad. That
yeah.
happened in Johnny's bathroom too, and you don't have to give us long details, but Don basically said there was something he was going to do that obviously that's messing up the timer to try to prevent that from happening after he fixes it
That's
this
right.
time.
I've got snubber networks, little capacitor resistors that go on snubber to stop the counter EMF from motors, inductive loads, whenever they switch on and off. These MOSFETs and stuff that they use to turn on and off those devices, those MOSFETs can turn off really fast, and that causes the counter EMF to be spike quite high, and they don't have enough protection in there, I think. So, because the ones that I'm sorry, she was giving me the.
I rolled my eyes. I'm sorry. Well, there are a few people watching that know what a MOSFET is.
Yeah,
and they probably like you talking about the MOSFET.
Yeah, that's right.
I've heard that term a lot. I don't need to know any. Don's going to fix the fan in the bathroom or order parts to fix it. One of the two.
I have the gizmo that should stop it from going bad because that's the second one. And the one on the fan in the Johnny's bathroom went bad, and the one in our bathroom has gone bad. So the ones that are on the light fixtures out at the carport and in the closet, they've never went bad. So those aren't inductive loads. And because the one in the closet, my goodness, we turn that thing on and off 5 times a day, 10 times a day. You tell me how many times we turn that light on in the closet.
Right. We have several switches in the house. You hit a button and you get 10 minutes, and you hit it again, you get 20.
That's right.
And then again, you get 30, and I think you get a 40, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that's great with the fan in the bathroom because you only need it to run for 5 or 10 minutes, and you don't want to have to remember to go back and turn it off. So.
That's right.
And then the automatic light over the carport, the big one on the tall pole, is not going off properly. Right?
Right. Well, yeah, that's a problem separate from what I was talking about. But yes, that's correct. The motion detector on the light on the carport is not working.
Yeah, I was going down your list.
That's right.
He's got to pull poison ivy.
Yes, got to pull poison ivy.
It's either pull or spray, and he's going to pull.
I think I just assumed pull because I'm going to have to go up there and walk in it anyway. So there's not.
The ground's really wet, so Don's thinking he's got a good chance of getting most of the root out. And I already pulled a few pieces. But I've got itchies, and I need to not be near it. Don, as far as he knows, isn't allergic, and as long as he's really careful,
never had poison ivy in my
as
life.
long as he's really careful about what he touches and does with his gloves, I should be okay. Because I get a little fearful of letting him touch me after he's been out pulling. Right. So what else is on the list? Remind me.
Oh, finish my coffee.
Right. Don made us hazelnut this morning.
Right.
Death Wish coffee hazelnut left over from Christmas, I guess.
Replace the carport motion detector. Like I said, fix the master bathroom fan. Locate a energy monitor. I put an energy monitor somewhere and I can't find it. Clean the LiDAR on the Bamboo 3D printer. And I've been cleaning it, but I've been cleaning the wrong thing. It happens, you should read the instructions.
Or go look for a YouTube video,
Right. And then it says, replace the desiccant. And now that's actually bigger than it sounds.
On the AMS units for the
AMS,
3D printer.
Because it's if you just have one AMS, you can sort of open it up, pull 2 of the spools out with one hand, hold them in one hand, replace the desiccant or something, or put the spools down. But when you've got and not unmount the spools, but in this case, I'm going to unmount I'm going to take all the spools out, so it's going to lose all the information for them, and then I'm going to have replace the desiccant, and then I'm going to have Mary Ann come back out and put the colors out there in the order that she wants.
Right, and I do have something that I want to print for our friend Adam that requires, I think it's an 8 or 9 color print, and there's a couple of colors not on the machine, and it would be a good time to do that, rearrange or do that while Don's doing the desiccant.
Yeah, but somehow I left off watch PGA Championship. That's this weekend.
I'm giving him the wife look.
Well,
I told you the last time we can go up to the gym and be on the treadmill and the exercise bikes, and you can watch ESPN all you want while we're up at the exercise room. I'm just teasing him, but I did joke with him about that.
Yes. Well, we did see the early rounds of the Masters up there. That's right.
Yeah. Well, we were watching golf yesterday.
That's right. We were watching
early rounds of that PGA Tour, which I guess is in Charlotte, and it's really soggy.
Right. They're having, I'm sure, about as good as weather as we're having.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't be wanting to walk on grass right now because it's like squish, squish, squish.
Yeah, it's very cloudy out there. We woke up at 7:40 to Marty asking to go outside because he still doesn't use the litter box in the house. He just goes to the back door and meows, and I popped up and let him out.
Yeah. That's
working fine with him, although Stripe, I know now, will use the box in the house, but which is good. But yeah, I imagine Marty doesn't want to go through that little hole in the lid. We have these big,
fat as he is.
I imagine he doesn't want to do that, but
they don't make holes.
Anyway, so let Marty out or whatever, and there was a severe thunderstorm headed our way coming southeast out of Greensboro, and we got all up and all got going, and then they canceled it, and it's still sort of out there to the west, but it's not really coming this way. So I don't, even though it looks like there's no sun out there again, it's not really raining. So I might let Don off of walking today if he's going to do all these other honeydews. And he did ask me what else I needed to add to the list. I took one thing off of his list. He was going to build me some custom Alexa, turn Village on.
Okay.
He was going to build me some additional 2 LED C7 light plug strands for the shelves. And see, these 2 down here aren't lit yet, but these down here are. I'm finally using the plug that he so diligently installed when we assembled this thing. Anyway, Amazon has a good deal. You can order those. They're called accessory cords. You can order those accessory cords now, and they come with the C7 LED bulbs, which we were buying in We were buying them in 12 packs or 24 packs, little boxes that had these. We were replacing all the C7s in the house because there's no heat or much less heat with the LED ones, much safer. Anyway, they had a lightning deal, and I ordered them so he doesn't have to pull out all of his stuff and make those accessory cords for me. So I took something off of your list. I did. But anyway, if you've ever wanted more of them, wanted to convert to LED, wanted to replace an old one or a missing one in something you thrifted, look for LED accessory string or accessory plug on Amazon, and you should be able to find a good deal. Brighton or something. Trying to remember the name of the ones I bought. They're UL listed. I'm not buying stuff that's not UL listed. It can be cheap and from China, but it's got to be UL listed. And this guy's been in and out a few times, and he's just currently in. He ate good this morning. I notice on the bird bath camera that every morning between 4:30 and 5:30, if he's outside, he patrols the front yard. He does a front yard patrol. Yeah, we've got this milky gray sky. Actually, the humidity's not too bad out here, nor is the temperature. We were not supposed to have a chance of rain and clouds today when they said it was going to be 93 a few days ago. Now the current high for Fuquay is 88. And I don't know, we're going to make that. If we're going to make that, the sun's going to have to come out. This is my kind of work in the yard weather. A little gray, a chance of a drizzle, as long as the mosquitoes aren't biting. I'll go look up in the trees here in a bit. I'm just getting into my outside morning routine. I had rushed out and put food down for Morris because Stripe and Marty were in the house before the rain hit. And then the rain didn't hit, but that's okay. So Morris is already eaten, but I'm fixing to go do the yard walk and refresh the water and do all that other stuff I do in the morning. Hi, Mr. Plain. Thank you for making me have to talk more louder. Appreciate it.
Well, first thing on the list wasn't on the list, and I had to fix her camera. So I got credit for, I don't get credit for this. This counts nothing. Fixing the camera wasn't on the list, so.
Hey, Marty. Yeah, the chicken's right here. So the cats have outsmarted me. And if I cart Meow Mix up the hill, give the candy cat food to the chickens now, you know, the junk food, they go up the hill and start eating it off the ground. So the cats have outsmarted me. But here, I'll put a little bit of the regular food here for the chicken, and he's liable to come right on over and eat it. Yeah, I dropped my camera and it got jammed, and Dawn had a... We don't allow me to try to finesse technical things. I finesse plenty of things, but, you know, Dawn is really my finesse stuff. I'll go see the owls in a minute. Hopefully see the owls. Or maybe it's better if they flew off. As you can see, the begonias and impatiens are really starting to grow. Oh, I need to finish fixing my light to Dawn's to-do list. I'm missing my solar house. Yeah, everything over here is looking good too, including this fancy begonia that I trimmed back and strung up, and it's really starting to bush out and do its thing now, so that's good. I'm pleased. All of the maples out this way I looked yesterday are looking good. Let's enjoy the oak leaf. Now these, like, you know, like most hydrangea flowers, first off, they'll stay looking pretty for a while, and then even after they're done, they still look pretty. It looks like my experiment with the impatiens in the bigger pot beneath the lower pot is looking okay. I need to clean that bird bath. I forgot about that one. Still pulling lots of maple things. They germinate overnight and they're like an inch tall the next morning, and that's just how it is. But I do think my experiment with the impatiens is going to work just fine. And it is enough of a splash of color that I can enjoy it from the bedroom window. So that's good. I'm probably going to end up trimming this tree before next year, I guess. Because it has all of that, you know, stuff up there on it. But I see a couple leaves here died, but maybe that one limb. But the majority of it looks in good shape. So, and let me pull on it too much. Yeah, the chickens, I put out some food for them and they've still not quite come over to get it. I probably have to leave the area. Marty's in the house now, so it's a good time. And Stripe. Yeah, it's a good time for them to come. I have to say, looking across the yard, this green with the hint of red, pink, this rustling in the pink, that one's really pretty. I've really been enjoying it out the window, more so than the ruby stars, although, you know, they all have different color interests at different times. And this hydrangea is really going to put on a nice show. I love hydrangeas. I like all kinds of hydrangeas. So pretty. Yeah, the impatiens in this one were either a little bigger or they took off more or whatever. But that really gives you a sort of a view. I didn't really mean to have all one color, but it is what it is. When you go to buy them, you get what you can get. Yes, I know. Celebration has a fungus on it. It doesn't seem to be getting any worse. This is not from the last few days. It's the only one that's got it. So I've got it over here by itself. Anyway, I wanted to show you that this flowering quince that we dug up and thought wasn't, you know, didn't get enough root and wasn't going to make it, that it and the black-eyed Susan in that pot are doing great. So I moved it here to get a little more sun. I walked over this way to uncover my mini flat. Yeah, I've got enough healthy fern over here that I don't pull them out of the ground. I just pinch off some of the fronds that are in inconvenient spots. Michelle, I just wanted to say that this was glowing last night. I didn't get outside to see it. I'll try to do that tonight. Dawn came out and hung it here for me so it would charge up and we could see how pretty it was, and it was glowing really pretty. I pulled back some of the archangel and the ferns, and I had 3D printed these grave markers, the little Chinese lantern and the little winged kitty. That's rock filament from Polymaker. It's supposed to look like marble. There is a Japanese lantern up in here, but it gets covered this time of year. I'm actually not happy that this bigger variety of fern has taken over. I would have rather had the delicate ferns, but it's okay. Anyway, I'm thinking of my guys this morning that I miss very much. Every time I go near the little angel water, I don't know, it's just a statue that has a spot for water or bird seed or a plant, and Tux's favorite thing to drink out of, and every morning I fill it for him, just like I put dry chow on the front porch for Panther. Not here anymore, but not forgotten. It's been so crazy with other stuff going on. I guess it's good not to have had much time to think about it. But I miss my guys. I did put ant bait in a few large pots where my Japanese maples are. I mean, a few ants is fine, but if there gets to be too many of them, that's not good. You know, I actually worried about the owl being in the tree right above the delivery vehicles and cars, even though it's not that much every day. So if they're not right here over top of the driveway anymore, I might worry a smidge less. I heard them last night, right as we were going to bed. They were carrying on a good bit. It takes a bit to find them, so let me stop filming, although I'm going to say right this minute I don't see them in their spots. They've moved. We're on repeat here. Little deja vu. My heavy camera didn't have a card in it, so I ran back in the house. Well, I didn't run, but I walked back into the house, got a card, and now I'm out here again. I did see one of them. He is not in a good spot for a picture, but we'll have confirmation that one was spotted today. You'll be able to just tell it's him. He's up that way again. So he's right underneath the arch of a close branch and two distant branches. I think you can see him. And he is looking at me with his eyeball. Mama has him tucked in a really safe spot, I would say. Now let me see if I can see the other guy. He's, 15 feet, 20 feet from where he was on this lower limb. I did not see number 2. That does not cause me worry. I just can't see him. I was looking over here this morning and realizing that I got a couple holly limbs there I need to trim. I walked over to show you the roses, which are looking very pretty. Some more have opened. I'm not seeing horrible aphids right at the moment, so that's good. Maybe we're past that. But it's definitely opening up more blooms. Yeah, if I didn't know exactly where the one baby was yesterday, I'd have never seen him today. So, and I'm sure the other one is near there. He would stay in the vicinity, I believe, of his nest box mate sibling. So mom and dad know where they are and can come back and give them food. I saw a tree limb that might have been an owl, but it's not. I'll probably look at least once more today. I'm trying not to interfere but still monitoring and giving us stuff. As long as mom's not in the area right this minute, she's off hunting. I'm not stressing her And, you know, those babies are used to my voice and my camera this whole time. I'm not trying to imprint on them or anything, but I shouldn't be a shocker that I'm walking beneath their tree, right, for a few minutes. 10 minutes a couple times a day. Hi, Gray. Here's Chicken. Good girl. Good girl.
My goodness, you're expecting me to pull a lot of poison ivy with this.
I'm expecting, I'm appreciative that you're willing to work down the list of things that need done around the house.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And I want to make sure you don't get hungry in the middle of it and quit.
Yeah, well, that's always what happens is I start getting hungry about 2 o'clock, and that does tend to distract me from working.
So no excuses today.
No excuses.
Well, Don is going to pull the poison ivy. He says it's too breezy to spray, and he figures it's about the same amount of time to pull it as it is to spray it. And yeah, it can come back a little bit after you pull or you spray. So, yeah, so that's good. There's one spot down by in the curve of the driveway where the cement ends. There's 3 little sprigs over there. I told him to go do those first and then do the others. And obviously I can't be out there anywhere near where he's pulling poison ivy. Would be really not a good idea. So I'm running to town to do a couple of things I want to do and a couple of things that need to be done. And I don't know, it's 1 o'clock. I would imagine I won't be gone more than 2.5 hours, something like that, because I have several stops. And the one fun one is just a little farther away. So technically I'm in Apex now, which is really weird because I'm just north of Fuquay. There's this little L-shaped piece from where I usually am over by Guardian Angel, which is nowhere near here. That's kind of juts over here, and Raleigh's just a mile to my, you know, the outskirts of Raleigh, and the Fuquay city limits are just a little bit to my east, to my right here, and I don't know. Anyway, this guy sells Japanese maples every spring that he grafts himself, and he had a sale 3 weekends in a row, including today, 3 Saturdays in a row, and I just want to look, and he's got a few for $15. You know, if I see one I really like, I'll take it home. And I just really wanted to look. His backyard is beautiful. It's nice, you know, it's just something a little fun to do today. It's this house on the left, if I remember that. There's the little plant sale sign. And apparently he's got a few people here. So I will pull up and park Ruby here on the street in this nice quiet neighborhood and go take a look. Has pretty much one of everything. There's Orange Dream and Makaba Yatsubisa and Ariadne and, well, of course, Bloodgood, and he's got everything. I mean, it's a good selection here. Maybe not the Autumn Moon that I wanted, but Orange Dream or Purple Curl. Orange Dream on the left. It's for the fall color that it's so named. Well, there's a neighbor with a Model Y. I'm sure every house in the neighborhood's got a couple of Japanese maples from Rick. Like I said, I've been here a few years ago and bought a tree. And the one I bought here, it actually died, but that was all my fault. I put it in a spot that was way too... I guess they're not looking. Now they're looking. I put it in a spot that was just way too shady for it, and it probably stayed too wet, and I moved it to a... I mean, it just probably did everything wrong with it, so I don't blame Rick. His prices are about the same as Mr. Maple sale prices, but no shipping. And I did buy that Purple Curl. I thought it was really pretty. It has like most colors on it at one time, which I'm looking for something that's not totally green or not totally maroon. So I really liked it. And I bought this hydrangea for $5. Its roots are coming out the bottom of it. I know exactly where I wanted to put one more hydrangea. So I know where I'm going to stick that in the ground, and I don't believe I need Don's help to stick it there. It's only a little tiny 1 gallon thing. So anyway, I felt good supporting him, his hobby over here. He says his wife says he's got more than he can fit, and he sees any empty spot in the yard and thinks I need to fill that with something. I told him I totally could relate. I totally could relate. So anyway, I'll probably come back and see him again. Don was here with me the day we were here. He's got an awful lot of sun for some varieties that would prefer a little more shade. I think in looking at the Mr. Maple website, the purple curl that I bought has probably will retain some of its colors more if it gets a little more shade than what it's getting at his house, because his was pretty much out in the full sun. Okay, I'm dying, so if there's wind noise in the microphone, I'm sorry. I need cool. I didn't have my hat, and it was out in the sun over there, and somehow I left my phone in the car, and whew, I'm glad to be out of the full sun. Ruby says it's 85, 84 out there. So almost as hot as they said, of the revised 88 temperature. Anyway, I'm headed to Walmart next. We need rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. Conveniently, they'll be side by side. And I will look at the clearance plants to see if there's anything, and try to remember if there's, I'm driving, try to remember if there's anything else I need to get while I'm at Walmart. And then Harris Teeter and the Dollar Tree. Michelle said she heard the Dollar Tree's going up to $1.75, and we're like, no, we're not paying that. It's already up to $1.25, you know, the dollar store going out the window. And they do have some $5 things in there. I mean, I realize they got to make money, but you know, let's hope they don't raise everything up to $1.75. But you know, sometimes Guardian Angels raise the prices, and you're like, well, but the Dollar Tree has that item, but then the Dollar Tree is charging more than ever for it, so I don't know. And the thing Michelle said, and unfortunately I have to say she's really probably true, is that they'll raise the prices, but they'll never lower them. You know, once they can get away with charging XYZ for something, regardless of what it costs them to make it, deliver it, and sell it, what matter the profit margin, if they can get away with it, they'll never lower them. So I don't know. Anyway, those are my other stops. You know, I'm just gonna love parking at the Harris Teeter, but hey, Don's out there pulling yuck in the sticky summer day, so we got to do what we got to do.
So today's PM day on the bamboo. I'm gonna change the desiccant. This one's at 39. Well, that one actually there's 32, and this one is at 38, and this one's at 35. And I'm also going to clean the LiDAR. I thought this was the LiDAR, but that's not it. The LiDAR is actually over here. It's a lens up in there. You clean it with a Q-tip. You're also supposed to clean this thing right here. That's like the LiDAR calibration board. So anyway, hopefully it won't take too long. She wants to, since I'm replacing the desiccant in all 4 AMSs, she wants the order of the colors to make more sense, and so there's going to be a lot of color swapping. She's wrote me all these little notes and put on the boxes about what I'm supposed to do, so hopefully I won't screw this up. Houston, we have found the problem. You can see the little round lens there. I think you can see it's pretty dirty. I need to replace that boot on the silicone boot on the extruder head, but right now I'm going to focus on cleaning that that LiDAR lens.
Ruby's in the shade, and I've got Climate Keep on to 78. The plants will be fine. I ended up pulling into Harris Teeter and Dollar Tree parking lot first because I would have had to pass it and then come back across the stoplight. I suppose I might just get peroxide and alcohol at Harris Teeter or Dollar Tree and not go into Walmart. We'll see. So I went into Dollar Tree, and they did not have any of the ladybugs or sunflowers. They still had some pinwheels, but I had never seen those at this particular Dollar Tree. So there's a few others around that I don't generally go to. If it's convenient, I'll pop into one of them and see. Not a big deal. I did get some patriotic garland for the village tree, and a couple of gnomes and a couple of little solar lanterns that I'm going to put out by Tux and Panther's graves. A little bit of shining light at night, I guess. I thought that would be a nice touch. So I spent around $10 in there at $1.25. Oh, and a couple of greeting cards. And $1.25 a piece. I didn't buy any $5 items today. Then I went over to Harris Teeter and I got green onion and garlic and a chicken for the kitties. Although that's mostly gray now, so we're not going through quite as much of it because Tux was eating a good bit of the chicken. Well, that was nice. Yeah. You know, if you're in the wrong lane and you change your mind, you just probably should take the turn and then, you know, turn around and come back and not do dangerous things. Let's see what else. The Zevia drinks were on sale and they had a really good price on the bacon we like. I like that Neiman's Ranch stuff. It was $5.99 for 12 ounces today. That's a really good price. It's been like on sale for $6.49 lately. So $5.99 was an additional 50 cents off. And I did get the peroxide and the alcohol in there. So I drove past Walmart because I've just come out of the Walmart shopping center, and because Harris Teeter and Walmart shopping centers are pretty much side by side, and there were no clearance plants in the garden center, so I did not park and walk in. Oh, I am headed back to the house. I've had enough Saturday fun in town by myself. I told Donna, I miss the company. I've never been one to love go running errands by myself, and obviously I miss the door service. So, you know, I enjoyed my time out, but I'm happy to go back to the house now. There's a midnight silver metallic Y behind me, and there's a new Quicksilver Y in front of me. So I am in a 3 Tesla sandwich here, and there went a red 3, I think. I just caught the very last bit of it. Okay, this is a dual motor foundation series. So we will not be the first Quicksilver new Model Y in town. Oh well. So there was a parking garage fire at Jacksonville Airport in Florida yesterday. And this one, and this is the nicest word that's clean that I can come up to use, this jerk on X yesterday said there is some speculation that it was a Tesla that caught on fire. And I'm like, you know, everybody was asking Grok, has that been reported? You know, is there any? And there was no other reference than this guy. So that was an immediate block him for the rest of forever thing, because you don't run your mouth with speculation like that unless you have ill intentions when you don't know what you're talking about. Apparently there is video footage available of the initial vehicle that caught on fire, but it's not been released. And I just want to say, you know, there's been recalls out recently for gas-powered cars catching on fire. And, you know, it wouldn't be the first electric vehicle or gas-powered vehicle to ever catch on fire, but let's report facts and not speculations. I'm not interested in speculations. Police have the video. They've decided not to release it yet. What more can you really say about it? Apparently it spread to a whole lot of other cars. And the only other thing that I want to say about it, I'm playing Pokemon, is if it did happen to be an electric car battery fire, I would not assume that it was spontaneous, because there have been so many terrorists, you know, domestic terror attacks in the last 2 months, that I would not by any assumption, even if it was an electric car, that it was, you know, just for no reason whatsoever. It just decided to catch on fire out of the blue. So anyway, if you want to fire me up, you speculate about negative stuff for Tesla, and you know, that's just not, I'm not interested in that kind of news. And a lot of other people were asking Grok to clarify under the post, and I'm sure there were, and several other people gave the guy a piece of their mind. And it's just like, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't have anything to add to the conversation, then probably just keep your, you know, opinions to yourself at that point. Anyway, just sharing. Just sharing. Yeah, unfortunately, X has fallen. Sorry, buddy, but it wasn't really easy to cut through the parked cars. I get the need to pull over for a minute. You know, X has fallen guilty, or I don't know what the word I want to use is. They're having the same problem on X as everywhere else, where people that are motivated to make money based on engagement will do things for clicks, for money, for the engagement that are not good. And I don't know how you totally get around that, you know? I just don't know how you totally, I don't know how you totally get around that.
Well, I don't think snubber's going to help. This is actually used at a relay. I thought it was used at a MOSFET, but it's not. And it has a couple MOVs in here, so and a capacitor. So I think it's already doing a little bit of counter EMF protection when that relay opens. Remember, the problem, the symptom is these lights were crazy looking, and you couldn't push the button. When you push the button, it did not go from 10, 20, 30, 60 and off. The off button was kind of flickering, and if you pushed it, well, not the off light was kind of flickering, and when you pushed the button, it didn't really do anything. So I don't think a snubber is going to help. So I'm just going to put the new one in. This is the new one. I had bought a 2-pack for $20. You know me, I'm a big spender. Well, since I've had to replace this before, and that's a stranded wire on the hot wire, I used a real genuine Wago. Those Wagos are, you can reuse them. So it also allows you to mix stranded wire and solid wire very easily. So anyway, I'm decided I'm going to, you know, spend $1 on that and replace it. Those Wago things are from Europe. I guess they're catching on here in the States. I mean, I'm sure they've been over here for a long time, but I haven't used them that much. Again, because they're a little pricey. Now, there's the... It's working now, so I'm calling it good.
Hello. Here. Did you finish with the poison ivy?
Yeah, that was the poison ivy.
Okay. I'm done with my errands.
Yeah, well, I found the replacement motion detector and the bathroom fan timer. So I got both of those things. So before I got cleaned up, I thought I would do this one.
Okay. Yeah, I was close earlier. Bright Town. Like I said, these are accessory lights, and they came with the LEDs. As Uella listed, it's got an inline switch. And there's another 2, one more cord with 2 on it in there.